Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Brothers and sisters, once again, it's my honor to welcome you to another episode, the Quranic stories. Here today, we are going to reflect on the story of Habil and Qabil, the two sons of Adam alayhi salam. This is the story of the first crime committed on earth, the first murder. It was committed by the two sons of Adam. In Arabic, we call it in Islam Habil and Qabil. So this story relates to a sacrifice. There are all sorts of details in the biblical story that have crept into the Quranic tafsir. And the best approach towards this, they are conflicting, they are inconsistent, they do not go very well with the Quranic narrative. It was important for us to know the details of these stories, the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger would have told us. So we would not go into those details to explain the meaning and the purpose of the Quranic revelation, because purpose of the revelation, as we mentioned in the first episode, is to instruct us, to educate us, to inspire us, to motivate us, to lead a life guided by the revelation. And these stories are meant to teach us lessons that we can imbibe, we can implement in our life. So, what is the lesson from the story of Habil and Qabil? That is what I am going to review. First of all, the story briefly is that Habil and Qabil, they offered sacrifice. We don't know why. Of course, this was an important ritual in previous traditions. So if the sacrifice is accepted, it will be eaten by the fire from the heaven. Of course, this in the case of this sacrifice, each one of them offered one of the sacrifice of Cain was not acceptable, you know, uh, and the other was accepted. So the one whose sacrifice was rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the other, I am going to kill you, because the jealousy, just like Iblis had been inspired, moved by jealousy. The son of Adam was moved by jealousy. Why God did not accept my sacrifice? Why he accepted his sacrifice? So the brother tells the brother that innama yataqabbalu Allahu minal muttaqin. God will accept only from those, the work of those who are pious, who are God fearing, who would offer the sacrifice purely for the love of God. Of course, he is reminding his brother and making him understand the divine wisdom. But of course, that would not. And then when the brother threatened to kill him, he says, even if you were to kill me, I'm not going to raise my hand to kill you. You know why? I don't want to commit that grave offense. And I know if you were to do that, and if I was slain, because of martyrdom, you kill me, I am an innocent soul, you will be bearing all the burden of all the sins that I committed. And this is the lesson the Prophet had told us. If a person kills another person unjustly, what happens is all his sins will be imposed on that, murderer. And then this man becomes absolved of the sins. Okay, this is what happened. So the brother killed his brother. And then, of course, the next scene is, he doesn't know what to do with that corpse. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is another lesson in the Quran that human beings can learn from all of these creatures, from the way they act, they perform, and the purpose, how they are driven, how they are doing what they are doing. So there appears a raven, and this son of Adam who killed his brother sees this raven, burying the corpse of another raven. So he learns to bury his brother, and he feels deep remorse over what he has done. But of course, now it's too late. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after citing this story, Allah reminds us. The Prophet ﷺ said, now every murder that has happened, a share of that goes back to that son of Adam who committed that first crime. Because you set an example. This is very, very important. If we set an example for good, we will have a share of the reward of everyone who follows that lead. But if we set an example for corruption, we will have a share of on behalf of everyone who followed our lead. And then another far more important lesson is that human life is sacred, is precious. If you take one soul unjustly, it is as though you kill all of humankind. Why? خَلَقَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. God created all of us from a single soul. So you kill me, you have killed everyone, because all of us from a single. The same way, if you save one soul, it is like saving all of humankind. So it should remind us of the gravest nature of murder and all those things that lead to murder, and also jealousy and passion, and to be always guided by our willingness to humble ourselves to the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the commandments of God Almighty. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.